Good morning, everybody. Sorry I couldn't be with you today or Tuesday or Wednesday. I'm out of town with the FBLA, so I'm going to try to get you started in Excel spreadsheets, part of the Microsoft Office suite. And first of all, I'll show you how to open it. This is the desktop to my home laptop. And I have an Office button like you have an Office button on your laptops. So we're going to go down. I've got obviously a shortcut to Microsoft Excel because I use it pretty often, and you'll see some of the things I have over there, some shortcuts. But you may want to, if you don't have a shortcut yet, go down on your menu to where it says All Programs and open it up. And then use your scroll bar to locate the Microsoft Office suite and click on it, and you'll see all the applications available to you there. And you'll want to go down to Microsoft Excel and click on it and open a blank spreadsheet. And that's what a blank spreadsheet looks like. It's got, like in Microsoft Word, it has a ribbon available to you, different tabs, home, insert, and page layout, and formulas, data, review, and view, and so on. And we'll go through some of these tabs and ribbons and let you know what kind of tools are available to you in the Microsoft Office Excel spreadsheet. So some things you should know a little bit about the spreadsheet. First of all, you can click on, well, these are called cells, and you can click on cells and navigate your way through the spreadsheet. That's always available to you. Also, you need to know a little bit about columns. Columns go up and down. If you see I select on a letter, D, E, F letter, it's going to select the entire column. You can also select just the cells of a column you want to by clicking on one and kind of dragging it down and selecting a column of cells. The numbers represent rows. So if I selected the number 8, it's going to select the entire row. Just like columns, if I want to select several cells, but not all of them, in a row, I'm available to do that also. This is important to know for a lot of reasons. Also, you can enter numbers or text. If I were to type the name Apollo High School, then I hit the enter button, it's going to go down a cell. You see that the text is going to be longer than the available column width. So what I would do is one of two things. I could grab the line. You can see how the insertion point changes. I can grab the line and I can pull it apart, or I could double click the line real quickly and it automatically formats the width for me. Okay, so it's a cool little tool to use. Rows are the same way. If you would like to make the row height a little bit wider, you may do that. Also, just like in Microsoft Word, you have a wrap text shortcut key right there. Oops. And just select the cell we want to wrap the text in. And you can do that and stack your words up and down and kind of manipulate those how you want to. As you can see. So that's kind of how you manipulate the row height and the column widths. Also, you have a merge and center shortcut that you'll need to know. And if I wanted to make Apollo High School across 3 cells, in the row of 3 cells, you hit the merge and center shortcut key right there, and it will merge and center that text for me. And these are things that you might want to know as you type in your first worksheet. Okay, you can see that I've typed in some text here about concession stand sales for the month of January. I typed in the text for concession stand cells in A1, so that's column A in row 1, and it went further than the column width allowed me to. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to merge and center that across. So I'm going to start there, and when I click on A1, you can see up here that that's where it's been typed. If I clicked on B1, there's really nothing in that cell. If I wanted to type the word car in there and hit enter, I could, and you would see that A1, it kind of cuts it off. But I click it back on there, it's still really there. So I'm going to delete the word car in B1 and select A1, and I'm just going to highlight or select across the available rows columns A through H, all in row 1, and I'm going to merge and center that text. It's also, since it is the title of the spreadsheet or the header of the spreadsheet, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it bold, and I'm going to change the font style, and I'm going to change the font size to 14. There we go. Then I click off of it somewhere on the spreadsheet, and you can see that I have a pretty prominent heading. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and kind of do some things to this spreadsheet, and if I get a little bit too far ahead of you, you can always pause this video and get caught up and then restart it when you think you are where you need to be. But I'm going to take the subheadings here, the headings of each column, number of units sold, cost per unit, price per unit, profit margin. You can see that the text has gone farther in some of these cases than the column width has allowed me. So I'm going to click on the number 2 over here and select the entire row. And then I'm going to wrap the text. Up here, the wrap text. And then I'm going to center it. If I need to, you can see it's a little bit off in some of these right here. While I've got the row selected, I'm going to go ahead and change the font color. Let's make it red. And let's make it bold. And then I'm going to click off of it. And I'm going to grab this line between here, and it looked like it might work a little bit like it was. There you go, unit. I'm going to have to format some of these a little bit. There we go. So it looks like it should. Alright, we've got cost per unit, number of units sold, price per unit. So obviously we have to figure some stuff. We do that by using formulas. I'm going to go ahead and underline, which is really a bottom border. I like to use the thick bottom border. There it is. I can click off of it so you can see it. While I'm doing the border thing, I'll go ahead and do the header border in the first row, also thick bottom border. Good. All right. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to sort some of the items I have over here. You see the concession stand has sold candy bars and food and soft drinks, and I'm going to knock those down into 3 categories. And in order to do that, I'm going to have to insert some rows. So the first row I'm going to insert, I'm going to click on the number 3 here, right click on the number 3, then I'm going to left click on my insertion point still on the number 3, and I'll get a little drop down menu that says and gives me some commands, and I'm going to go here where it says insert. I'm going to insert a row. Alright, and I'm going to go ahead and call that row. I'm going to click on A3 right there, and I'm going to type in the word candy. And you see it automatically formats it in red, which is fine. And I'm going to put all my candy in that row. So obviously I've got Snickers and Butterfingers. So I'm going to need to insert a row right here. And probably insert another row right there. Just good practice. And it looks like I've got Reese's right here, number 9. So I'm going to click on it with right click. I'm going to left click, and then I'm going to go to cut, because you can cut and paste in Excel just like you can in Microsoft Word. So I'm going to cut the Reese's. So I'm going to click on the number 6 now, because that's where I want it to be. And I'm going to hit the enter button. You can see it's going to move Reese's up there. Alright, so what I'm trying to do is to move all my candy into the candy category, my candy items. And I'm going to do it by rows. So I'm going to go ahead and insert another row because I've got quite a bit of candy. And I'm going to do M&Ms, one of my favorite candies. I'm going to right click or left click, go to cut, click on the number 7 because I want to cut the entire row and then paste it by hitting the enter button again. And that puts M&Ms there. Alright, looks like I've got to do the same thing to Milky Way. Right click, left click, cut, click on the number 8, hit enter, click on the 9, right click, insert, let's do it again, right click, insert, Skittles, right click, cut, right click, oh, it's at the enter button. I could paste it, but then I would have to hit my escape button. I'll show you. Let's do Starburst down here, right click, cut, 10 right here, and then let's hit paste instead of enter. There we go. Still have pretzels in the way there, don't we? It's going to be a food item. I'm going to go ahead and cut it down here, put it next to the popcorn. And looks like we've got suckers. Suckers would be considered candy. I'm going to cut it, put it up there. And so as you can see, we have all of our candy items now kind of put together in the same category. So I'm going to skip I'm not going to skip. Let's just go ahead and put food. Type in food, hit enter, and I want it to look like candy. Candy is centered like these are. It's red. So I want my food header to look like my candy header. So I'm going to click on candy. I'm going to go up here to the format painter, call it the format paintbrush. I'm going to right click on it. And when I do that, it gives me a little paintbrush looking insertion point thing right there. And I'm going to go down here and click on where it says food in that cell. And it'll format it the same way as my candy item is formatted.